What up, Gotham Guardians and Arkham Adversaries? It's your boy Trey of the Bat Channel. And first off, before we begin, if you have not seen The Batman, you're not going to want to watch this video. There's going to be a spoiler in it, so this is your warning. So coming in 3, 2, 1.
It's not just a signal, it's a warning.
As you've already seen in the Batman film, at the very end, we get a little Joker cameo with the Riddler. Now, we didn't really get a good look at Barry Keoghan, who we know is playing the Joker, but Matt Reeves has said in multiple interviews that there were some extra scenes with Barry Keoghan's Joker, that they were deleted. He said it was just due to, some timing, and it just didn't quite fit to what he wanted for the film. But he said we would get in the DVD. Looks like we're getting it a little bit earlier.
Yay! 2 Christmases!
If you guys have paid attention to our spoiler reviews of The Batman, I did say I enjoyed the film. I thought it was a solid film. I had a few issues with it. It wasn't my favorite Batman film of all time, but overall, really good movie. The score was phenomenal. Some of the cast did really, really great. A few moments that I would like to see maybe shown as character development in the sequel, but pretty much solid film, enjoyed it. But one of the things I really loved that they did with this film is some of the marketing that they've done. At the very end of the film, they do kind of a post-credit thing with, the Riddler, and he shows the Rada Alada URL link that they actually used in the film. Well, I've kept up with that. I've done all the riddles each weekend that they've come out, all the extra behind the scenes that you've gotten, like learning about. There's going to be a Riddler Year 1 comic book that comes out in October. Super excited for that. Can't wait to read it. But you've also gotten some behind-the-scene details about Thomas Wayne, kind of letting you know that the Riddler isn't done yet. Even Falcone and some of the other characters. So apparently there's a new little hidden Easter egg, and I did it already, and it was 3 riddles that you had to answer again. And they were all referring to the Joker. So it was like one of the riddles answers was the Joker. Ha is, laughing ha. And punchline. So clearly setting something up here with what's going to go on. So if you did that and you got the reward, you get the Batman Arkham deleted scene with Robert Pattinson and Barry Keoghan. So I'm assuming we are going to get a full look here at his Joker, because as you could tell at the end of that cameo, his face was kind of covered. You could kind of see it was a little scarred. You couldn't quite tell if his hair was green or his face was white, Matt Reeves has said he's not quite the Joker yet, but I don't know. I'm curious to see what this scene is, and I'm excited though. I'm excited because Batman and the Joker, they have to be together. It's like fate. So I hope you guys have your headphones ready, and let's get this going. I'm gonna make it full screen. All right, and coming down in 3, 2, 1, play. Kind of like the Riddler scene. What is that?
Present. Almost our anniversary, isn't it? There's a serial killer. I want your perspective. First anniversary, paper. What makes you think I come so cheap? I thought you'd be curious. You think I could offer this stuff? Don't you? You have pictures. It's violence. It's so baroque. Oh. He likes little puzzles, doesn't he? So meticulous. Like he's been planning this his whole life. I know who he is. Oh. Who is he? He's a nobody. Wants to be somebody. The mayor, the commissioner. He's got ambition.
You think his motive is political?
Oh, no. This is very, very personal. He feels these people have all wronged him. Probably goes way back. Unhealed wounds, stolen lunch money.
Why is he writing to me?
Maybe he's a fan of yours? Or maybe he's got a grudge against you, too. Maybe you're the main course. Any theories?
Not yet.
Really? You're normally so ahead of the curve. But something is different this time. This is very upsetting to you.
Let's get back to him.
Why? You're so much more fun.
I'm not here to talk about me.
What are you here to talk about?
I want to know how he thinks.
You know exactly how he thinks. Have you read this file? You two have so much in common. Masked Avengers. So he's even more righteous. Oh, you afraid he makes you look soft?
You're wasting my time.
Okay. I'll tell you what I really think. I think you don't really care about his motives, whether he loves or hates you. I think somewhere deep down, you're just terrified. Because you're not sure he's wrong, huh? You think they deserved it, huh? You think they deserved it.
That was cool. I'm surprised they didn't add that. Because, oh man, so literally what was going through my mind was it, as Batman's obviously he's trying to profile the Riddler, his mindset and his motives. It reminded me a lot of like Silence of the Lambs, Red Dragon with Hannibal Lecter and, Will Graham. They're trying to figure out the criminal, right? It was very, very reminiscent of that whole entire aesthetic and scene and tone and like, oh, brilliant. Oh, and you know what? I was a little nervous because I didn't care for the cameo of the Joker at the very end because it reminded me a lot of Batman Begins, Gordon turning over the card and like, here he is, Joker's gonna be in the sequel. And it kind of felt like that in a weird way. So it was kind of like, oh, we've already kind of done this before. And you really didn't get a great look at Barry Cohen's Joker other than he looked scarred. And it's far bigger than that. Like, I'm a little surprised because I remember Matt Reeves saying in an interview that he's not quite the Joker yet. But here, I mean, it looks like, based off how his hair is, and it was green, I think, right? It looked green, but like how it's all kind of some bald spots there. It looks like he maybe had already fallen into the, Ace chemicals. And that's why his skin was all like disfigured in a way. And that smile, ooh, that was creepy. It reminded me stylistically, in terms of like comic books, kind of what Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo did in Batman Endgame, kind of in the New 52 run. Not so much like with the skin ripped, on his face. I mean, which I think that would be really cool. I know they kind of did that in the show Gotham, and I totally dug that. And I kind of hope they do it here too. But also, like, just how crazy that laugh is. The smile, it was just so big, and the teeth. I mean, I wonder, that can't be his teeth. They must have put in different teeth, because it was like a whole bunch. It kind of looked like that famous cover of Batman: The Man Who Laughs by Doug Mahnke. It kind of reminded me of stuff like that, like really, really creepy, and like what a great scene. I loved how cinematically they shot it in a way where Batman's obviously clear vision, but the Joker being like, you never get quite the look of him until he kind of tells Batman, like, you're into this because you're trying to figure out if you and the Riddler are, like, if you have the same feelings the Riddler does, which makes you insane and, criminal in a way, because you think these people deserve it. That's so Joker. Like, oh, great. That is so, so good. I'm a little, who cares if the movie, because I think that was 5 minutes long. Yeah, it was 5 minutes long. Who cares if the movie was 3 hours at that point? It was already basically 3 hours. So, wow, that would have been actually really cool. Other than I can kind of see how to bring in such a big character like Joker and to only tease him for that one little thing, without any backstory between those two of like maybe what did happen between him and Joker, because clearly Batman thinks this Arkham inmate has a way and knowledge that he thinks he's going to help him, but he understands criminals on a certain level. I loved how that was kind of like a Hannibal Lecter thing kind of thing, going on there. That was pretty cool. I do that. I mean, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Like, should that have been in the movie? I kind of think so. That would have been, I mean, it just would have got the fans like going like, oh man, like here we go.
Look, you can't just start a slow clap at any old time. You gotta wait for the right moment.
Also, let me know in the comments, do you think Joker's gonna be the main villain in the sequel? I know that they're developing the Penguin show with Colin Farrell, which he was phenomenal. The GCPD show looks like it's transformed, from away from a year one James Gordon tale to more of a Arkham Asylum kind of thing. Maybe they're pulling from the Grant Morrison famous comic with the new storyline. I'm a little sad about that, because hearing more from James Gordon's year one side, especially if they follow the Frank Miller comic, it would have been cool to maybe hear about the incident of how Batman brought in this clown-faced figure. And to get a little more backstory on that, because clearly there's something there between them, as there always is in the comics, right? But some cool stuff. I dig it. I think that should have been in the movie personally, but thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. It helps us out to support our channel by smashing that like, hitting that subscribe button, sharing this video with your friends, getting everyone involved, because our Bat family is only growing from here. But thank you guys so much. Don't forget to tune in weekly, same Bat time, same Bat channel. See you later, guys.